Are we suffering from vanilla fatigue? Are people just tired of vanilla?
I have said this a few times. I'm even working on a video on this because I want to do like a full-on proper breakdown. We are entering an era of World of Warcraft of Classic where the options, being able to play however many ways you want, is no longer a boon, but it's actually a net negative for the community and the player base, especially for newer players and returning players. Because the player base, as much as nobody really wants to truly admit it or say it out loud or anything of that nature, people want to play the most popular, the best version, the version that's most likely to survive in the long term. And Classic is in this very weird, constant seasonal influx without retail seasonal benefit. Retail is a seasonal game. Every new expansion, everything else you did is completely fucking wasted. Except your achievements, your mounts, your toys, your transmogs, the gold you farm. Everything carries on into the next expansion. In Cataclysm, to mop carries. It's why the Cataclysm mop player base keeps continuing, keeps growing. In terms of vanilla itself, we've had vanilla. Then we had Season of Mastery. Then we had Season of Discovery. Now we have Anniversary. That's not counting any reroll fresh movement. We had Deviate Delight. We had the Arcanite Reaper reroll. We've had hardcore draw.
We got front two right now.
Front two, yeah. And like no matter how many times they do it, how many times you push for a new fresh, you can only love the journey so much. And the end game isn't that great after the 70 millionth time you've cleared MC or Blackwing Lair. It's going to hurt the player base in the long run unless they keep away from vanilla for over a year or 2 years. There needs to be a solid gap between vanilla and the next version we get. So if Classic Pass is the next version, there needs to be nothing after the end of Anniversary for like a year or two at a minimum.
Yeah, I think that's why like low-key TVC is gonna pop off, because we haven't had TVC for 3 years. Like, don't get me wrong, I am not saying vanilla is bad. I will never say that. I am saying people don't want to do it because it's already been done so many times. You know, like if you really wanted to go back to vanilla at some point in the last 5 years, you had so many chances to do so. There are very few people out there that haven't played it at this point.
Vanilla requires a time sink that a lot of people no longer want to really commit to. I made a video recently. Yesterday it came out. I'm not sure when your video is coming up, but I said they need to ban anybody that buys gold. If you buy gold, you need to get permabanned. And I said this. And I had people in my comment section saying, wow, go yourself. Wow, that's such a bad take.
The token, did you make a video on the token? People want the token now. That's how down we've fallen.
And what I was saying is in this video, I talked about all of this, saying that they need to ban gold buyers so they has an actual consequence for swiping. And people got mad at me saying, how dare you try to ban gold buying? What's wrong with you? Speak for yourself. I have a real life. I have responsibilities. I have this, I have that. 70% of the comment section on that video, this video had 4,000, 5,000 views at the time. I'm not sure what it'll be when this comes out. And 70% of the comment section was saying, you're wrong. How dare you? I'll play how I want to play.
And the same people that buy gold go to a guild and they complain about the other people because they do not buy gold. Like, have you experienced that before? It's crazy.
Not quite, because I typically play with other content creators or I run my own guild, so I don't really have that in my places that I've played, but I have seen that in like other people say it at least. And the problem is people just want to raid. They just want a PvP rank 14 grind or raid. The journey is dead. The journey is completely dead. Nobody cares about the journey anymore. People that care about the journey, they're not watching YouTube, they're not watching Reddit, they're not watching any forums or comment sections. They're playing hardcore WoW, or they're just playing on error by themselves, not raiding. There is a huge portion of the player base that just doesn't raid at all. They're just having fun and vibing, and they're ignoring everything. And those are the people that Blizzard is going to be catering towards. Oh, I want to raid, but I don't really want to grind. I'll buy a WoW token. I brought a guest on recently. He's a big WWE guy.
And Telo told me about it.
The AEW, the All Elite Wrestling League, but he's talked to big wrestlers, big WWE people, and he's a full-time content creator. He does all this stuff, not WoW, mind you, but he's been playing WoW non-stop for 20 years. Hasn't let his sub lapse once. He went to Mr. Pandaria, immediately bought 3 or 4 tokens, went and bought the Mr. Pandaria bundle, and just started swiping and playing the game because he wanted to get his in-chance and get caught up. And I asked this, I polled this, I talked to people. I've been trying to figure it out. A huge portion of the player base is willing to swipe and spend money and gold because why shouldn't I? I worked hard to get to where I am in my life. That what's the point of me not swiping? What's the point of me grinding with all these bots and all this like shitty friction? The friction I want is the end game. I want to play the game, raid with the boys, and have a good time.
Well, I do think a lot of people unironically got priced out of raiding. I think that like a huge part of the drop-off and why I think we devolved into an echo chamber of swipers, because the people that do not want to participate in this, like we are in a very privileged position. Like if we want to just farm gold all day, we probably could. I don't want to do it, but I could, you know, I could.
Not full time, I couldn't. This is a hobby.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that got like, I don't know, 2-3 hours a day to play like a decent amount of time. In a lot of those people, a lot of those people cannot afford to raid anymore. Even if they do play 3 hours a day, and even if they do manage to get 3 hours a day and make enough money to be able to raid at a decent level, do you really want to spend your only free time farming gold instead of like running dungeons or doing raids or whatever? Like, as much as I will never understand why people swipe so they can go to raids for power that they do not need because they swipe, especially after the rank 14 nonsense, I totally get like the economics sense of swiping.
That's one of the biggest issues is swiping is no longer punished. I literally have people in my comment section. I have people in my Discord, people in my Twitch, in wherever literally say, or even on Reddit, you can see it on Reddit all the time. I mean, I bought all this gold. I raided for a couple of weeks. I bought all the things. I gave gold away to my friends and people. I got banned for 2 weeks. That's a vacation. Now my GM can't get mad at me for not going to Blackwing Lair and MC.
Especially if you spend the gold, because they do not take away the stuff you buy. Like all you have to do is buy the gold and spend it immediately on whatever it is. And like you spend it on like consumables, they do not take them away. So you got effectively zero consequences.
They will take your mount away though.
What?
They will sometimes take your mount away. They'll take your mount
yeah,
away.
Like,
whether you bought the mount with the gold or not, they'll take it away sometimes.
The smart people, what they do is they buy like 2,000 gold in one batch, and they just buy every consumable they need for the next like 2 months. And yeah, they get banned, they don't care. There is no consequence. It's a 2 week and you're back. And those people probably got a second account anyway.
Blizzard sees all this. They see the data. They have the data. And people got mad at me for saying this, but we're getting the WoW token because the people that want to swipe, the people that want GDKPs, I'm not saying all GDKPs are swipers, but the people that want all that stuff are way more vocal. And they have more support than the non-swipers.
And they make money. I mean, let's be honest, that's the one thing that matters. They are going to win.
They don't.
I'm afraid.
Yeah, you pay one sub. You pay
they
one
pay
sub.
7.
The swipers, even the guys that don't swipe to pay in GDKPs, the people that are willing to swipe to buy gold, the people that are willing to spend money in the cash shop, people that are willing to buy the WoW token, they're willing to spend the gold. Blizzard will make more money. Somebody actually said this. This was one of the retail devs, and they talked about the metrics where even at Classic's peak, retail was making more money. And retail was down to almost 1.5 million subs, was making more than 7 million people.
And that's income. Think about profit margin.
With the WoW token, they are just making money, flat money. They're not losing anything. That's the thing.
It's $5 more per sub too. Don't forget about that. So like, if you play through tokens, you are actually paying quote unquote because it's gold, but you are generating to Blizzard $20 instead of 15. If the token was actually like they say to stop RMT, if that was the real intention, it would be $15. It is 20 because they are doing it to make money.
Blizzard makes an obscene amount of gold on the WoW token. And
absolutely.
Statistically speaking, people have been trying to poll this on retail for a while, just metrically. But the number I saw was about, like, based on the amount of people they saw with the mounts and stuff on the store, about 13% of the people in retail, somebody did the math on this on Reddit, it was a big old write-up, 13% of people buy things in the cash shop. If retail went out 2 million people, at 30, let's just do 10% for the sake of conversation. That's $200,000 people.
$200,000, the cheapest mount is $40.
200,000 people times, let's just say $25 extra per month. That means 200,000 people are worth 3 subs, give or take, versus your 1. That means 1.5 million people in retail is equivalent to about 4.5 million in Classic. And this is what they could see. What about the people that buy things you don't see, like gold, the WoW token? The problem is, when it comes down to it, the Classic fatigue is an all-time high, and people are way more willing to swipe because they just don't give a shit about leveling. Their journey doesn't matter. And you can hate me for saying this. You can say, fuck you, Eben. But I'm right. The classic fatigue, the burnout's there. People love raiding, they love PvPing. Nobody gives a shit about grinding gold. Nobody cares about that. Nobody wants to do it anymore. Integrity is dead because efficiency is more important. And I stand on that. I stand by that statement.
Well, look at it this way, right? When you're on vacation, right? You're taking your family on a road trip. You load everybody up in the car, and you're going to like the Rocky Mountains. And you're driving through like the road, and you see the mountains, and you're like, oh, look at all those mountains. Oh, look at like that statue. You know, you're looking at the sights. Like, do you do that when you commute to work every day of your life? You don't, because you've seen it, right? Like, the pace is different. You just want to get back to work and out of work as quickly as possible. After we level the character for the 5th freaking time, people are just done with that, you know? Personally, I only enjoy leveling at the launch of a server. That's the only time I enjoy leveling. Because everybody's like, we got all the homies. That's it.
Yeah, the world is alive. The world is thriving. The journey is there. The journey is alive. And I'll say it now, and I'll say it again, and I'll say it as many times as you want. The journey only matters when the game forces you to enjoy it. And right now, nobody enjoys that journey, and there's no incentive to enjoy that journey. But it does not force you to partake in that journey. That journey, completely and utterly and absolutely, has nothing to do with anything. It's just there as an optional piece of content. And at once upon a time, it was 50, 60, 70% of the content was the journey. Classic is the same as retail. You skip the beginning so you can play the actual game, and that's raiding and PvP. And that PvP is AFK and AV for 300 hours, so you can get rank 14. That PvP
and you don't fight a single player. I saw a screenshot the other day on Reddit. It hit the top of Reddit. A guy hit rank 14 with like, I think it was 80 honorable kills. Total.
You don't have to. You don't have to PvP. You just have to run to one side of AV to the other side.
Just AFK.
Yep. And that's the biggest problem, is that World of Warcraft is no longer being a game that was designed and played the way it's meant to be designed and played. World of Warcraft is being played the same way a lot of retail players play it, the very end game. And the issue with classic WoW is, unlike retail, where you have transmog, pets, mounts, old raids to go collect things, achievements, a collection log. The end game, the only thing available is raiding and PvP. And classic PvP is not that popular. Just get rank 14 and move on.
Well, I think if Warzone Gold and narrative basing and actually winning was the meta, it would be a lot more popular. Because, like, even if you love Warzone Gold, and I know a lot of those people, are you going to be doing Warzone Gold when you get 8 times less honor or whatever it is? Like, if you are killing it in Warzone Gold with an actual pre-made that cost you money and 15 people, you got, like, maybe 15k an hour. Maybe.
I've said this before. They just need the 10x honor in AB, 10x honor in Warzone Gold, and they should do a timer cap. AB ends in 30 minutes flat, no matter what you do. AB cannot last longer than 30 minutes. And AB's already like that, right?
Just put
Warzone
like
should have a 15-minute cap. It should be a 15-minute cap. If the game ends in 15 minutes, or it doesn't. You either 3 cap, or you win with a 2 cap or a 1 cap. 15 minutes should be the thing. They should fix all the jumps and everything. And carrying the flag should slow you down by like 75%. There you go.
No, like if you slow down carrying the flag, people are never gonna cap, bro. That's way
fine.
Too much.
10x honor. You get what I'm saying. I'm not saying that's the ideal solution. I'm saying incentivize PvP. Incentivize. Each honorable kill is 10x more.
Yeah, or they could do like, I think in retail the way it works is Warzone Gold has a fixed timer, and if you're even on the flags after that timer, whoever gets the most kills wins. I would be fine with that. I think that's what they should do. You know, but fighting in the middle is a real strategy then.
Yeah, because like the issue is, right now, Classic as a whole has been broken down, has been, as a game, suffocated the joy out of it. It's efficiency. You can still have fun raiding, you still have fun PvPing, but it's all about efficiency. People roll over in PvP. They just don't even try. Oh, we lost? Next, let's go next. Come on.
There was a guy, a developer that said, if given the opportunity, the player will optimize the fun out of a game. Who said that?
Yeah.
That's literally it.
But it's true. It's the truth.
Like,
you have optimized the fun out of Classic.
My best memories with Vanilla were never in Classic. They were all in private servers. Like, I played back in 2015 in like Vanilla Gaming. That was my first introduction to Vanilla WoW in general. And what made it so fun and like it made it feel alive to me was, frankly, that everybody, especially me, sucked. we were rolling bad items. We were doing dungeons for loot that we didn't know we didn't need because we didn't know the loot tables. The raids took a while because everybody was bad and we had no wall buffs and all that stuff, And nobody expected you to like pull up like 70 consumables and every single wall buff to raid every single time. And yeah, it was slower. We were way less successful, but when I look back at like my most fun times in vanilla, they were always back in those. Like even Northdale, the last private server before Classic, it was still like nowhere near the same culture.
And that's the thing, is like the culture is the most important thing. I'm gonna say right now, Classic WoW is played by retail players that don't want to play retail.
Yep.
Private server Andes and retail players that don't want to play retail.
Conspiracy theory, by the way. I think they are not going to do Legion Classic because I think Legion Classic will cannibalize retail too much.
That's honestly that's not a wrong statement. I do see Legion actually hurting
Like,
it.
ask any retail player, like, what's their favorite expansion? They all say Legion.
I think they'll come back. I do think, like, at the end of the day, I'm not going to raid in retail, but I'm going to play Midnight WoW. Now, unless the first raid is Zulaman and
I'm
we
going to
get
give it a
Zul'jin,
shot, but just because, like, what the hell are we going to do for, like, a year,
Big dog. I'm saying, the classic burnout is 100% a very real thing, and
I am
there
super
is no
burnt out on
solution to
vanilla.
it.
And it's not that I don't like the
people are.
game. It's just, it's all we had to play for so long. Like, even Sol, I thought Sol was great all the way to, like, AQ. That's when it fell apart for me. But even then, like, we need, like, a new world. I don't know. Like, I just want to go to TBC. I want to stop looking at the Barrens for 3 months of my life, man. I want to see something interesting. I'm gonna play Pandaria just because I'm tired.
I'm gonna try Pandaria, but I'm waiting for TBC and then Classic Plus. I don't want to do another season. I don't want to do another anniversary or another fresh. I want Classic Plus, and I honestly hope I get it, because at this point I'm kind of sad that we do not have it.
Never say never, but I don't think I'm gonna do vanilla for at least a year. Probably 2 years after this. Like, I still got my tune and it's rank 14, right? But like after that, hell no.
I'm not going to seriously play vanilla again until Classic Plus.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna level a character for TBC in the pre-patch and everything, but like I'm taking a break. I need Classic Plus. I'm tired of the constant seasonal element, the seasonal aspect of grind this, do this, forget about it. It's all gone now. Do it again in a year though. You'll have fun this time. I need Classic Plus. That's what I need. That player burnout and that fatigue is happening. Everybody's being affected, and some people are being affected in completely different ways. But sadly, Classic Plus as a whole is the only real solution.
Like, there will always be an era community. There will always be like 10,000 people that sit there in GDKPs in Nax screaming into the void. I get that. But this game could be so much more.
It could be so much more, but the issue is, will it? And I just don't. Until they do Classic Plus, I don't think they're really going to get that hype and that joy and that feeling and love for the game and the community and everybody back.
It's kind of crazy, like how little we expect. Compare like WoW to like any other game, even some MMOs, and like the cadence of new content that gets added into the game, we get nothing. We are stuck with a raid for 3 months and we're gonna like it.
You are gonna have to like it. Because if you don't like it, go fuck yourself.
Like, look at, I don't even know, like, I don't play much of the big games, but like, Fortnite, they drop like new stuff every month, pretty much. League of Legends gets a balance patch every 2 weeks.
I think Classic Plus is gonna have to do kind of similar to what retail does, and like Fortnite and other games, because I feel like the modern player base gets burnt out too fast. And that they need to do, I'm not saying you need a new raid tier every 2 weeks or every 2 months. You can do a raid tier for 6 months, right? But like retail does it is every 2 weeks something else is happening on the side.
There's new dungeons coming out,
or new thing, a new dungeon, a new cosmetic thing, a new little PvP event, a new PvE event. Go grind this, go do this.
And they also time PvP updates in between PvE updates, like the gladiator seasons or whatever. So if you like PvP and PvE, you like doing both things, you actually have time to do both because they are staggered, and you got something to do the entire year. Like in vanilla, you get rank 14, and the entire gear is worthless now.
And that's the thing, is like they need to address the core issues of vanilla and Classic Plus, of making the world and the game matter again. Because right now it doesn't. That's what I've been trying to say the whole time. Is there any final point you wanted to bring up?
I'm just coping, man. I need copium. Give me cope. Give me cope. I am told by your chat that you're the specialist on cope. Give me cope. Right now, tell me why it's gonna get better.
Classic Plus is 100% going to be better, and I stand by it. The reasoning is they have to redo the world. Classic Plus is all about the world mattering again, and Classic Plus is clearly working on it. The Classic devs are looking at Total WoW, they're looking at Project Epoch, they're looking at SOD, they're looking at all the data points and all the elements, and they know that the Classic player base wants more Classic, so they're going to give us more Classic. And that's the thing is, people have this idea that Classic Plus is going to be bad or this or that because of SOD. From the beginning, we knew SOD was going to be a seasonal game mode. How they handled the season was kind of off. Like, they didn't handle the time, like the roadmaps and the timing very well. They didn't give us enough heads up, enough announcements, enough explanation. The big issue with SOD was how it was explained, how it was done. Not that SOD itself was bad. If they told us from the very beginning that Phase 8 would have been the end, it's going to be 8.5, like 6 months after we addressed a couple of things. This is what you guys can kind of expect, get hyped about it.
And they could have fixed the bugs in AQ. I mean,
yeah,
that's why I quit.
SOD would have never fallen off. SOD would have never fallen
They
off.
just abandoned it, like twice in a row. Like, they ran out of gas in Phase 3, and they also ran out of gas in, like, AQ. And they, like, dropped the raid as broken as it was and did nothing about it. And screw you, go play Cataclysm.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? My job? Yeah, right.
Okay, calm down. It wasn't that bad.
Oh, AQ was bad. You got no idea. AQ was absolutely terrible. And okay, actually, fun story. I quit. I didn't do AQ because of all the bugs. I did the PTR raid and it was full of bugs. I got everybody in the comments when I made my review of the raid. You remember that stream with Vodka, and like Jordi and Jerome. And I showed every single bug, and people were in the comments, no man, they're gonna fix it. Stop hating, you doomer. And like, I came back to SOD for Scarlet Enclave like 4 months later. We got the same bug. We could not clear AQ. The door got locked up again.
Yeah,
4
I remember
months.
that. Yeah, that bug really should have been fixed. I'll give it that one.
It's like 2 lines of code, mother. I was so mad.
I don't think it's two lines of code.
Will the door open when you kill a boss? Yes or no? That's it. How hard could it be?
I'm not sure, but clearly hard.
Yeah, we know the story from the inside. Blizzard is a grossly inefficient company.
I've hated AQ from the beginning. I'm just not a big AQ fan. I skipped AQ. When AQ came out, I told everybody I wasn't gonna play AQ, and people got surprised when I didn't play AQ. I don't get it. I've never hidden my dislike for the AQ raid, and I stand by that. Even in Classic Plus, I'm gonna keep playing Classic Plus because it's gonna be achievements, and I want to get all my achievements 100%. So I'm gonna play AQ. I'm not gonna be happy about it, but I am gonna play it.
Oh yeah, Roddy, let me explain how it was. So there is 2 bugs in AQ that got me to quit. People are asking about it. First of all, there is a bug. I think this one did get fixed. After Twin Emperors, there's tentacles that spawn from the affix, and they just kept spawning after the Twin Emperors were dead, so you were fighting like double trash the entire time, and if you stop clearing trash, you will get overwhelmed with tentacles because they never stopped spawning. And if you go back to like Blackwing Lair, the affixes created the same bug in a different way, so they already were aware of this problem and they never cared about it. The other bug, there is a gate in AQ. I don't know. What's like the 5th boss of AQ after Princess Huhuran?
The 5th boss after Princess Huhuran is I forget the guy's name.
It's not the 3 guys. I don't remember which
3
boss
guys
it
is the
was.
second boss.
But if you kill after that boss, there's like a little gate you gotta go through, so you can do Twin Emperors and Khotun. That door only opens after you kill the boss. It didn't open. It just didn't open. The raid was.
It is what
cooked.
it is.
Yeah, it just wasted a lockout. It was still happening, and I get it. It doesn't happen every single time, but it happened to me twice in a row, 4 months apart.
That's not twice in a row. Twice in a row is
twice in a row. Yeah, I did it on the PTR, and I quit, and I came back 4 months later, and it happened again twice in a row.
Ah, I see.
Literally twice in a row.
What are your thoughts on? This is the final thing to really talk about. What are your thoughts on the fatigue of the player base? Do you see it ever changing? Do you think like it'll like come and go? Do you think they should give more space?
I see people only getting madder and madder. No matter what you say, there's always going to be people that take it personally now when you talk about the game. Even some innocuous things, like you say, oh, I think they should like nerf this or buff this. And it's not like it's a perfect 50-50 split of people yelling at each other in the comments all the time. Nobody knows what they want anymore. They all want to kind of be playing vanilla, but they are just sick of it and they cannot quit. They are addicted and they can't quit. Like Tyler 1.
They are addicted and they can't quit. Yeah, and that Tyler 1 clip is the truth.
Subscribe to the main channel to catch the stream live. Also, join the Discord. Don't be a Winnie Hat Jr.